it's Susan here from www.craftingchaos.co.uk. This is one of my first tutorial videos, so I hope that you're going to enjoy it. So today I'm going to show you how you can make a flower like this one. I don't know how much it is showing up on the camera, but it looks like quite a marbled shiny effect, and it's absolutely stunning in person. So it's made using paints by Pebeo that are called Pebeo Moon paints. They also do Pebeo, like, from a range called the Fantasy paints. So they have moon and prism paints. They go quite well together, but for this demo I'm just going to use the moon ones. I originally got these products in a set from the Crafters Companion Newton Aycliffe store. So I got a set of 12 for, I think it was about £20. So I thought it was a really good value product to try out. And the bottles are a decent size, so you get a decent amount of product as well. So the stamp that I'm going to be using in this is the Sheena Douglas Bloomin' 60s, and it's going to be this one here. When selecting a stamp for this, you want to get one that's got quite a lot of room in it, because the product moves around a lot. If you've got one that's got a lot of detail on it, unless you're using a really big stamp, you're not going to get the effect that you really want. So I've gone ahead and I've stamped the image on a Sheena stamping card, because I know no matter what I throw a Sheena stamping card, it'll take it. So with these paints, I put them quite a lot on. I know that it's not going to warp or buckle like some cardstocks would. So if you haven't got Sheena stamping card, I would highly recommend it. I'm also going to use cocktail sticks, because if you're using a paintbrush with these paints, the paints aren't like normal paints, and they would make your paintbrushes go really hard, and it's really hard to rectify them afterwards. So you really want to use something that you can just throw away afterwards, and they do smell, I will warn you that now. So as I say, I stamped my image and I used VersaFine in black to stamp with that. Now you then need some Cern Relief by Pebeo. I'm going to use the transparent one. What this does, it's like a 3D paint. So because we're going to be technically pouring paint into the petals, this creates a large rimmed edge, which means that the paints won't come over the top of that. So it saves you from having it look like a big mess. So it's got a very fine tip, and we're just going to draw over the stamped image as if it is a pen. So don't worry if your hand shakes or anything like that, because mine does terribly. It just adds to the effect of the flower, because no flower is perfect. So I'm going to move my camera, and I hope that you're going to enjoy this. So as I said, we're just going to use it like a pen and just work our way around the stamped image. Now I'm doing it very quick, because it must be very boring to be sitting watching a video of someone just basically colouring it. So I'm going to do it as fast as I can. And then, as if by magic, it's all done. Okay, that was a bloop here. So now I've got the image all filled in, and I used black Cern Relief on this one. So now we need to select the paints. Now don't think too much about what colours you pick, because they all blend together. So I always tend to go in first of all with my mid colour. So for this one I'm going to use salmon. And just get me cocktail stick. And all you're going to do, it's really difficult, not, is pick up some paint and let it dribble onto your petals. Now you don't want everyone looking the same, because this is nature. In nature everything is different, and you want it to be the same in your card making, or if you're making these for home decor. So don't worry about trying to get it exactly right, because when we come to the marbling stage of it, it's all going to look totally unique anyway. So just don't be too careful, just literally slap it on. That's what I'm doing. And then I've just got a bit of kitchen roll. I'm just going to wipe my cocktail stick off. Now you don't have to throw your cocktail stick away every time. I'm going to use the same one and just go in with, this time I'm going to use Veil of Smoke. Now you can pour if you don't want to use a cocktail stick, you can pour the paint on. I know that at the moment there's a lot of videos about paint pouring online. And this paint is actually ideal for that. Now, as you can see, it's a bit messy. In fact, I'll zoom in that camera a bit more for you. There. I will get better at this video thing, I promise. So then I'll go in with some purple. As you can see, when you go inside the pot, it's quite a rich paint. You've got to give it a good stir around with your cocktail stick. Just pop some on again. Now, it does look a complete mess at the moment, doesn't it? But that's the fun part of it. You never know how it's going to end out, because everything just has its own way. Which, as I say, is the same in nature. In nature, you never get flowers the same, or petals the same on the same flower. That's the great thing about nature. Everything is unique. So I will add a bit of a deeper pink. This one is rosewood. And I'll just put a little bit of that on either side. Now, the really good thing about this is when you start to swirl them all together, you just get different results every time. It is like a magical reveal almost. But say, if you don't like smelly things, these paints do smell quite a lot, but the smell doesn't linger. Once you put the lid on the jar, you can't smell it anymore. Right, so now I'm going to swirl all of these little petals together. So I'm going to come in even closer. And just going to use my cocktail stick and spread these colours around. Now, the colours change as they dry as well, so you never know how they're going to lie, and the colour tends to shrink. So don't worry if you think you've put too much paint on, because you'll not have done. It is just the way that the paints work. I hope you can see that it's starting to look quite unique now. Now, obviously the colours that you choose have a huge impact on how it ends up. It looks like a very autumny flower to me. Right, now I'm just going to clean that stick off. Now, what I always like to do is go in with the white and add just a bit of highlight. So this is the moon sand colour, it's not the white one. And just go in and just add some little details. And then we need to put some in the centre. Now it will slide off the black. That's the whole idea of the black. So don't worry if you go over where you've got your certain relief, because it will not last. And then we also have some little glitter that you can put into it. There's one called Vitriol, but I've run out of that. So you can sprinkle into it some normal, ordinary glitter. So I've got a box full of various clear glitters. And I'm just going to sprinkle the odd bit just on the end of the petals. Just to add that little bit of highlight and interest. And then I'll do a little bit in the centre too. Now I will do a card showing this one finished when it dries. Now it does take quite a while to dry. So here is the one that I made earlier. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this out now. Now, as I said, that if you're not that good with your hands, then the certain relief actually does you a bit of a favour. Because it's raised, it makes it easy to know where to cut out. And it also means that if you have had your hand shaken part way through, that when you've been doing your certain relief, you don't have to worry about what it looks like, because you'll be able to fix it most likely during this process. So as I say, you can just cut it out gently. The easiest way is to have your scissors on a slight angle. One petal left to go. So there you have a completed flower. I didn't put any glitter on that one. I will add a little bit now. But when they're finished, every single one, doesn't matter if you use the same stamp, the same paints, every single one will look different. So I've got a few samples to show you now. So that's that now that it's finished. And then the other samples that I've got are now on the table for you to see. So I'm going to take the camera off and I'm going to zoom up for you so that you get to really see there. So on that one you can really see the pearl. It's difficult trying to get the lighting right. And then there's this one. So you can see the sparkle on that one. And this one's a little bit different. It's got a little bit of depth to it. And that one, as you can see, that one, they both use the same colours and they were the same stamp, and yet they've ended up completely different. And then there's the blue one that I showed you at the beginning. And then this is the one that we've just done, drying in progress. So I'll make a card with this one, and I hope that you'll give this a go yourself, because it is a really fun technique. Take care. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.